YouTube is back on their double standards BS, and I'm here to sort of sift through the wreckage. Hey neighbor, welcome back to Beyond AR TV. My name is John, and after this, YouTube is probably gonna ask for my plaques back. I have such a love-hate relationship with this platform because it's so agonizing to see how they pull teeth with certain creators that they clearly find to be problematic, and then others, like with music videos or whoever it might be that's deemed to be the golden child, they're just fun, no matter what. About 4 years ago, I made a video on PewDiePie. I used to have this series called Honestly, where I took a closer look at creators on the platform, or even musicians or bands, and gave my honest, unfiltered opinions on them, and I landed on PewDiePie as a neutral. So once again, I'm approaching this subject from as neutral of a point of view as I possibly can, because I'm not an avid watcher of his content. I think he's funny sometimes, and I respect the fact that he's been on the platform for so long. He's not been without his mistakes and controversies, but no one will ever let things go and let the man just live. PewDiePie, aka Felix, has an exclusive contract with YouTube to live stream on their platform, basically so he won't go to Twitch or Facebook Gaming or anything. Facebook Gaming? Why is Facebook Gaming a thing? They have to put their foot in every door. Felix has over 109 million subscribers on his channel at the time of recording this video, and even with every contact that he could possibly have in the books, YouTube has just never seemed to treat him very fairly at all. In fact, they are always ready to make an example out of him, even when they aren't willing to apply the same standards to other people or other musicians putting out music videos. Now, the reason why we're talking about this today has to do with music videos, and before I even say what the controversy is, you probably already know about the Coco diss track on CoComelon, the nursery rhyme channel on YouTube. Felix put out that diss track, and of course, music videos on YouTube are supposed to have their own set of rules. They can have things that are in those for whatever reason that are somehow advertiser friendly. Even if you were saying them in a standard video where you're not rapping or singing, it wouldn't be allowed here, but it would be allowed in the music video. YouTube has faced a lot of backlash, and deservedly so, for not even age restricting certain videos, from artists like Cardi B for a song like WAP, or even 6ix9ine. Although his most recent track, Zaza, it was removed, but not by YouTube. It was because of a lawsuit from rapper Meek Mill, who appeared in the video and obviously didn't consent to doing so. Basically, what I'm getting at is that YouTube seemingly does not give a shit if you've got a label. If you've got a record label, your music video is probably gonna stay up, and since Felix was primarily just working with Boy in a band, then, well, I guess you can see exactly what happened. Coco got flushed down the toilet. It was ejected from the platform, and it really kind of pissed me off to see, because regardless of how you feel about the song, I will talk about my opinions on it at the end of this video, that's really irrelevant to the entire situation here. The simple fact is that YouTube chose to remove this video entirely, to scrub it from their platform, not allowing any re-uploads. That's why I'm only using images and not video here. They're trying to make it look like it never existed, and their reasoning for it is so asinine. CoComelon is a channel on YouTube that rakes in billions of views, and Felix was poking fun at the fact that these kids are brainwashed to subscribe to these channels at such an early age. They're hooked on the technology, and his video was dissing them, and I say dissing lightly because obviously they're an organization, not a singular person. He was making fun of their audience, calling them virgins. There was jokes in there that were clearly satirical, and it was not hard to see. In fact, you would have to actively just be trying to pull apart the worst thread of every single parallel that you could possibly find to kind of draw up that conclusion. I found myself being in a similar position to the viewpoint, I'm sure, of PewDiePie's millions and legions of 19-year-old army fans. I think it was really embarrassing that YouTube put out this statement. To clarify, this violated two policies: child safety by looking like it was made for kids but containing inappropriate content, including violence, harassment. We allow criticism and also diss tracks in some cases, but with both policies in mind, this video crossed the line. Oh no, YouTube, what the f***? is this about? I seriously don't understand. It's so obvious that the children are being played a clean version. Felix confirmed this himself. He spent a ton of money on the production of this video, and not that I'm gonna cry for a millionaire over here, but I'm just saying a lot of work and time went into this, and you can't even just age restrict it, demonetize it, whatever, you had to pull the plug? Child safety and violence are two of the weirdest reaches I have ever seen in my life. Like, you couldn't have reached out because clearly there were protocols followed on set. They were playing a clean version of the song and he was mouthing different words when he was around the children on set. And if you're talking violence, I mean, clearly the kids had fake weapons when they were cutting up the watermelons, making fun of Coco Melon and everything. In their second tweet, good old teen YouTube said, also, any re-uploads of the original, including full-length or partial re-uploads, clips, etc., will be removed too. Still images are okay. So basically, if he made it a stop-motion video, it would be fine? This makes zero sense to me. I am not understanding the reasoning with YouTube at all. And to get to my opinion on the song, I thought it was funny enough. Obviously, PewDiePie is not the most gifted rapper out there. Boy in a Band is pretty upfront about being the ghostwriter for PewDiePie, at least most of the bars. They have a general idea of what they do, and then they hash it out. They did it with T-Series back in the day. That diss track, as far as I know, is still up. Bitch Lasagna was even more aggressive, sparked an even bigger meme, but all of a sudden, oh no, the children are involved. And without even reaching out to PewDiePie to see what the standards on set were, they just chose to take down the video, and that was the end of the story, apparently.
Yeah, obviously the music video got removed by YouTube, and I'm just gonna say I'm really disappointed, and I obviously disagree, but
YouTube's double standards are terrifying and set a very dangerous precedent for the future, and they've already crossed these lines in the past, but they're doubling down on the worst aspects, and essentially they're opening the portal to hell saying, hey, if you've got a label backing you, if you're Cardi B, if you're Chris Brown, if you're 6ix9ine, if you're whoever, you can have as much sexual or violent content as you want. And look at Childish Gambino, This Is America. I mean, I love the song, love the video, love the message, but that is still up on YouTube, and it's not even age restricted. But just age restricted, just demonetize it, just restrict the flow of it somehow without having it leave the platform, because this to me is definitely a censorship of free speech and a satirical diss track. I don't normally talk about YouTube drama, but this one just definitely got under my skin. It is music related in some way, and again, I think the track was funny. There were some bars in there that I just kind of chuckled at because it's not me, I'm not the target audience for it, but it was still funny because it's set up looking like PewDiePie's in Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, but then he's like brainwashing the kids to subscribe to him for the meme instead of subscribing to Coco Melon, while subtly commenting on the fact that these kids are being trained to subscribe like a fucking army, and it's scary. Thanks for watching me rant about this little situation today. If you enjoyed it, then please like the video, subscribe for the love of music, or I guess for the hatred of YouTube as a platform in this scenario. As a YouTuber myself, I feel very conflicted about them sometimes, and it just irks me. If you want to see that video I did on PewDiePie a few years back, then tap here for a recent video. Socials tucked away in the description. I'll be back soon for more on Beyond AR TV.